Ever feel like, life kind of follows a pattern, like a blueprint you never even knew existed?
I like that.
Well, today's deep dive, it might just hold the key. We're going deep into numerology, see if we can unlock those secrets, the ones hidden in plain sight, right there in your name and birth date.
Using a system, by the way, that traces its roots all the way back, get this, to the Library of Alexandria. Talk about ancient wisdom, right?
Buckle up, folks, because things are about to get really, really fascinating. So, our guidebook for this journey, the one we're using to navigate this whole numerology thing, it's called Numerology and the Divine Triangle.
Catchy title, isn't it?
I know, right? Just the title alone makes you think there's some serious hidden knowledge in there ready to be unlocked.
Absolutely. And one of the core principles this book lays out is that each number, from 1 to 9, represents a universal principle.
Each number has its own, like a personality, a vibe.
That's a great way to put it. Each number carries a unique energy, and that energy, it influences how we grow, how we navigate the world, the works.
Okay, so give us an example. What does the number 1 represent in this system?
Number 1, that's all about new beginnings, taking charge, forging your own path. It's the energy of the pioneer, the leader, someone who isn't afraid to, step out and make things happen.
I can see that. It's got the go-getter energy. Now, the book also talks about something called a life lesson number. What's that all about?
Ah, yes. The life lesson number, it's like the main theme of your life, if you will. This number highlights the lessons you're meant to learn, the challenges you might encounter along the way. It's all based on your birth date.
So our birthday holds a special significance in numerology. It's not just, another year older.
Not at all. It's a key part of the puzzle. Let's say, for example, you were born on the 15th of July.
Okay, July 15th. Got it.
So July is the 7th month, right? So that's a 7 plus 1 and 5 for the day, which adds up to 13. But here's where it gets interesting. In numerology, we reduce double-digit numbers to a single digit.
You do? Okay, so how does that work with 13?
It's simple. You just add the 1 and the 3. Which
You
gives
are.
Exactly. So anyone born on July 15th, their life lesson number is a 4.
A 4. So what's that mean? Don't leave us hanging.
Don't worry, we'll unpack the deeper meaning of each life lesson number a bit later.
Okay, good deal. So we've got our birthdays, but then there's...
Your name.
Right. So it's like how many letters are in my name or something?
Yeah. Not exactly, though it does involve a little bit of math, just like our birthdays. This system uses a special code, an ancient one, actually, to turn each letter of your name into a number.
Wait, hold on. So each letter has a corresponding number, like a secret code.
You got it. And by converting those letters, you uncover 3, shall we say, vibrations.
Vibrations. Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
These vibrations are your soul number, your outer personality number, and your path of destiny number.
Whoa, okay, hold on. That's 3 numbers, all from my name, so not just one number for our whole name.
Precisely. Each of these numbers reveals a different aspect of your personality, your purpose. Oh, it's fascinating stuff.
This is amazing. I'm already feeling like I'm getting to know myself better, and we're just getting started.
Just wait, there's more.
All right, let's break it down. How do we find these numbers? Where do they come from?
Let's imagine someone named, say, Jane Smith, born on March 10th. Now, to get started, we need to convert each letter in Jane Smith to its corresponding number.
Using that secret code you mentioned.
Precisely. Now, according to the book, J is a 1, A is also a 1, N is a 5, and E is a 5.
So we add all those up. Let's see, that's 12, right?
Right. But remember, just like with the birthdays, we need to reduce that to a single digit. So 1 plus 2.
Equals 3.
You got it. So for Jane, we get a 3.
Okay, 3 for Jane. Makes sense.
Yep.
Now on to Smith. We do the same thing, right? Find the number for each letter and add them up.
Exactly. S is a 1, M a 4, I a 9, T a 2, and H an 8.
All right, let me see. 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 2 plus 8. That's 24.
And then we reduce. 2 plus 4.
Is 6. So we've got a 3 and a 6 for Jane Smith. What do we do with those numbers? Do they mean anything on their own?
They do. But it gets really interesting when we start to connect them, you see. Just like the points on that blueprint we talked about, these numbers, they create a bigger picture.
Ooh, I like where this is going. We're about to connect the dots.
Exactly. And that's where we'll pick up after a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back with more of this mind-bending numerology deep dive. All right, so before the break, we were cracking the code, I guess you could say, on Jane Smith's name. Ended up with a 3 and a 6, right?
That's right.
So what's the big deal with those numbers? How do they play into her numerological profile, I guess we'd call it?
Well, those two numbers, they might seem simple at first glance, but they really reveal quite a bit. See that 3 we got from Jane, her first name? That's what we call her soul number.
Soul number. So like the heart of who Jane is deep down.
Exactly. It's the core of her being, the internal driving force. It speaks to her deepest desires, her motivations, even those things that might not be obvious to everyone else.
Okay, so it's kind of like her secret superpower, maybe? The energy she carries with her, even if it's not always on display.
I like that. A soul number 3, specifically, it suggests someone who's naturally expressive, optimistic, often with a creative streak.
Makes sense. And probably someone who loves to be around people.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Thrives on social interaction. A real people person,
Mhm.
someone who brings a certain energy to their relationships.
Yeah, I get that. If someone told me their soul number was a 3, I'd be like, this is someone who lights up a room. But every number, it's got to have its, I don't want to say downsides, but maybe challenges.
You're right. Every number has its own unique energy. And with that comes, let's say, areas where balance is key. A 3, for instance, with all that vibrancy, they might need to be mindful of spreading themselves too thin, taking on too much.
Ah, I see. It's not just about what you're naturally good at, but also being aware of those potential pitfalls, those areas where you might need to focus your energy a little differently.
Precisely. And that brings us to the second number we calculated, the 6 we got from Smith. This, my friend, is Jane Smith's outer personality number.
Outer personality, so how the world sees her, as opposed to that inner soul number we talked about.
Exactly. Think of it this way. If the soul number is the internal driving force, the outer personality number, that's the outward expression. It shapes how others perceive her, how she interacts with the world around her.
It's like the first impression she makes, maybe even her personal brand in a way. So what does a 6 say about all that?
A 6 is all about harmony, responsibility,
Mhm.
creating a sense of stability and security. They're the nurturers, the reliable ones, the people who prioritize their loved ones, and creating a strong foundation.
So if we put those two numbers together, the 3 and the 6, it's almost like, okay, Jane leads with this bright, expressive energy, that's the 3, but it's tempered by this grounded, responsible side, that's the 6.
You're getting it. It's fascinating how these numbers can reveal those different facets of someone's personality. But we're not done yet. Remember, we have one more key piece to uncover, the path of destiny number.
Right, right. The path of destiny number. This is the one that tells us what, like, her soul's purpose, what she's meant to be doing with her life.
Exactly. And to calculate this one, we use both numbers derived from her name, the 3 from Jane and the 6 from Smith. Add those together and what do we get?
Well, 3 plus 6, that's a 9.
A 9 it is. No need to reduce this time. So tell me, what kind of destiny, what kind of path does a 9 suggest for our friend Jane Smith?
A path of destiny number of 9, it usually points to someone who's here to make a real difference, a positive impact on the world.
So we're talking big things like changing the world kind of stuff?
It can manifest in many ways. They're often drawn to humanitarian causes, possess a deep well of compassion, always striving to leave things better than they found them.
That's quite a calling.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have to be, saving the rainforest or anything.
Not at all.
It could be as simple as bringing that compassionate energy to their local community, their family, even just their everyday interactions with people. Absolutely. It's about aligning your actions with that core desire to uplift and inspire, to make a positive difference in whatever way feels authentic to you.
Okay, I'm with you. But, it's not like having this 9 path of destiny number means it's going to be smooth sailing all the time, right? I mean, life throws curveballs, there are challenges, lessons to learn.
You're absolutely right. And that's where Jane's life lesson number, remember we talked about that earlier, that comes into play. Her life lesson number is a 4. And that often suggests a journey that involves building a solid foundation, learning the value of discipline, hard work, perseverance.
Ah, okay. So it's like those 4 qualities can help her stay grounded, stay focused, even when things get tough, keep her on track with that 9 energy of making a difference.
Precisely. You're putting it all together beautifully. And, numerology and the divine triangle,
Hmm.
the book we're diving into, it actually takes this whole understanding even further.
Oh, house.
Remember that whole divine triangle thing from the title?
Yeah.
Well, that's not just a catchy phrase. It's a core concept in the book. And get this, it connects your personal numbers, all those vibrations we've been discussing.
Mm.
It connects those to a geometric structure, a triangle.
Hold on. Are we talking geometry now? Shapes and angles, all that? What does that have to do with our numerology chart?
It's all connected. It actually ties back to Pythagoras, the ancient Greek mathematician, the guy with the theorem.
Yeah, rings a bell, vaguely. From high school math class, maybe?
That's the one. The divine triangle It uses a specific geometric arrangement based on your personal numbers, and through some calculations, it can potentially pinpoint significant years patterns within your life.
Whoa, hold on, slow down. Are we saying that numerology can, like, tell us when something important is going to happen in our lives? This just got real.
Not necessarily predict specific events, but more like recognize the cyclical nature of life, highlight those periods of potential growth, change, or maybe even challenges. Think of it like recognizing the ebb and flow of energy.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. So, just to be clear, we've got Jane's life lesson number, her soul number, her outer personality number, her path of destiny number, all these numbers painting this picture of who she is deep down and where she might be headed in life, right?
That's a great summary.
And then on top of all that, we can plug these numbers into this divine triangle thing and potentially uncover even more insights about her journey.
You got it.
This is incredible. I can't wait to see how this divine triangle thing works in action.
And that's exactly where we're headed.
So this divine triangle, it's like we're really diving deep into the rabbit hole now, right?
Right.
But it's exciting. And you know what else is exciting? I was reading ahead a bit in numerology and the divine triangle, and it talks about how this whole numerology thing, it connects with other like mystical traditions. It's like these ancient systems were like talking to each other all along, passing notes in a way.
Exactly. It's all interconnected, you see.
Like what kind of connections are we talking about here? Give me an example.
Well, one that comes to mind is astrology.
Astrology. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Numbers, stars, it's all cosmic stuff. But how do they connect exactly?
Well, according to the book, your personal numbers, those core vibrations we've been uncovering, they can actually offer insights into your zodiac sign, like amplify certain traits or tendencies.
So if I know my life lesson number, my soul number, all that jazz, it could give me a deeper understanding of, say, my sun sign, my moon sign.
Exactly. It's like getting a clearer picture, seeing things from multiple perspectives. And it doesn't stop at astrology. The book also mentions connections to tarot.
Tarot cards. Now that's getting really mystical.
It is fascinating stuff. The symbolism within the tarot, it can add a whole other layer of meaning to your numerological blueprint. It's like these systems, they complement each other, offer different lenses through which to view your journey.
Tarot, astrology, numerology, it's like this whole web of ancient wisdom we're weaving here. And each thread, each system, it tells us something unique about ourselves, our potential. But I gotta ask, with all this talk about numbers and destiny, is this really about predicting the future?
That's the thing. It's not about fortune telling. It's more about self-discovery, about gaining a deeper understanding of who you are at your core.
Okay, so it's not like, on this date, this specific thing will happen. More like, here are some potential themes or challenges you might encounter during this period of your life.
Precisely. Yes, the divine triangle might highlight certain years as significant, but it's not set in stone. It's about understanding the cyclical nature of life, the ebb and flow of energy, and using those insights to make more conscious choices.
So it's not about being bound by fate, but rather it's like having this roadmap and you still get to choose which path to take.
Absolutely. Numerology empowers you to make choices that are in alignment with your true self, your unique blueprint.
It takes the pressure off, you know? It's not about trying to fit into a predefined box. It's about using these tools, these insights, to become the best and most authentic version of yourself. And speaking of tools and insights, we've really just scratched the surface of numerology and the divine triangle, haven't we? There's a whole universe of knowledge within its pages, and this deep dive, it's just the beginning, right?
It really is. And if anything we've talked about today resonates with you, if you're curious to learn more about your own numerological blueprint, I highly recommend diving into this book.
It's a journey of self-discovery, folks, and who knows what you might uncover along the way. Until next time, keep those minds open, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep diving deep.